name's Jen, and I'm going to be guiding you through your Yin Yoga practice today, all for the hips. So our hips can get a little tight when we sit a lot during the day, and this type of practice can be really helpful in loosening the hips and just creating overall hip health. So Yin is a little different from a vinyasa class where you're really working on engaging the muscles. In Yin, we hold the poses quite a bit longer, sometimes anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, and we're working on really softening and relaxing through the pose. This helps us to target things like our joints and our ligaments and the fascia. So many benefits to our Yin practice. It helps to calm our mind and our nervous system, and it's just a really supportive practice. So go ahead and get yourself set up really comfortably. If you have yoga blocks, great, grab them. If you just have some thick books that kind of mimic this shape and size, then grab those. And I created a bolster by rolling up 2 blankets I had together. So you just kind of roll them up into each other and create a bolster. And then feel free to play some soft music, something that's soothing, maybe light an incense, just really create a sanctuary for yourself as we practice. Okay, so we're going to get started. Go ahead and lay your bolster back. If you don't have one or something like this, you can just lay flat on your back as well. And then place either blocks or books out to the side, allowing the soles of your feet to come together, knees come out wide, and then just lay back on your support. Palms can rest beside you, face up. And if this doesn't feel very comfortable on your hips, you can just stretch your legs forward and long. That works too. So choose either option. And then close your eyes. Allow yourself to be supported by the props underneath you, relaxing your muscles. Relaxing through your face. Just meeting yourself where you are today, noticing how your hips feel, kind of taking note where your breath starts. Meet yourself with kindness. And then start to deepen that breath, breathing in through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and back out of your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and pause. And exhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Inhale for 4. And exhale for 5. And just continue a couple more rounds on your own. Lengthening out through that exhale can help to produce relaxation in the body. On your next exhalation, just returning to normal breathing. Allowing the mind to settle on a mantra, something to keep you grounded and connected in practice. Setting an intention, something positive and supportive. And bring your knees back up towards the sky and then just roll over to whichever side. Nice and slowly press yourself on up to a seat. Okay, we're going to come to tabletop position. So you can move that bolster up towards the top of the mat. And if you've got blocks or books, move those to the top of the mat. And then we're just going to step the right leg forward to the outer edge of the mat. Hands come to the inside. They can come to blocks. Angle the right toes out, heel in a little bit, and we're just getting a nice stretch into that front hip space, the front hip flexor. And just for the first few moments, you can take some movement here, maybe even twisting. And if you want, you can even play with stretching into that hamstring. I'm sorry, the quadricep. And then go ahead and release it. We're going to settle into dragon pose. So feel free to come down to your forearms. Option to close off your eyes. Kind of sinking in. Let your head be heavy. You can kind of stretch out your neck. And continuing with a long, full breath. Maybe even continuing with that 4 inhale and 5 exhale. If that served you, you can always continue with that breath. If that feels distracting, just take long inhalations and equally long exhalations. We've got about another minute left, so if you want, you can see if you can deepen the posture a bit, take away the support, just coming onto your forearms, or maybe even back out. Listen to your body today. And just taking one more big breath into your belly. And like a dragon, let it out of your mouth, stick out your tongue. All right, come on up to your hands and sit those hips back. Woo. Letting in some blood flow. You can move back and forth. Okay, shifting forward. We're going to move into swan pose. So I'm just going to scoot myself back a little so I'm a little more centered. And we're just going to start to walk the foot over Set your knee down. And then pick up your left knee, walk that back a bit. Come into proud swan first, sitting up nice and tall. If your right hip is really elevated, then you can stick something underneath it, maybe a thin book or a blanket. And then we've got our bolster here that we can lay down on. So as you're ready to crawl forward, just walk yourself on forward, allowing your cheek to rest on one side of the bolster. And taking big breath in through your nose, fill up, and release it out of your mouth. If this doesn't feel good in your body, you can always take reclined figure four in order to do so. You'll just lay on your back and stack that right ankle on top of the left thigh and hang out here. So either option is wonderful and a nice hip opener. If your mind starts to wander, can you bring it back to your breath, back to that sensation you feel in your body? We've got just about another minute. Continue to soften, surrender to the pose, knowing it's temporary, we'll be moving out of it soon. Can you even start to enjoy the discomfort? Maybe even start to cherish it, as we know all things are temporary and soon it'll just be a memory. Okay, start to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, lift your chest. We're just going to have a seat. Move that bolster out of the way and swing your left leg around, and we're just going to stack the knees. So we're coming into shoelace pose. So it might take a little bit of shifting of the hips in order to get this. You want those knees to stack and really targeting those outer hips. So if this feels just a little bit too intense, you can straighten out through that bottom leg, that's the right leg, and just hug in the top knee. Start to lean forward. So either option is wonderful. Choose which one suits your body today. And you can always use your support even here too to support you. Deepen your breath, breathe into your belly. out of your mouth. Where can you soften? Can you relax through the hips? Maybe playing a little here with shifting yourself forward and seeing how that changes the sensation for you. And taking 5 more conscious breaths. Okay, making your way out of it, swing the left leg back and step the right leg back. Come into downward dog, pedal it out. All right, drop down to your knees and we'll come to the other side. So dragon on the opposite side, left foot steps forward to the outer edge of your mat. Angle the toes out, heel comes in. And then we can use our blocks here as support, books, whatever you have. And just playing a little with some movement at first. You can twist to the left, bend into that knee and reach around for the outer edge of the foot, quadricep stretch. Eventually finding some stillness here. So coming down, maybe you stay lifted, maybe you come down to your forearms. Option to close your eyes and sink in a little, drop the head, stretch into the neck. And just really melting into this right hip flexor stretch. Finding that long breath, possibly the 4 count in, 5 count out. And just something to keep you focused and grounded and in the present. Another minute. If you want to drop in a little deeper, feel free. You can always back out too. Notice if you tend to always push yourself, ask yourself why. What do you need today? Take one more breath like a dragon. Breathe in through your nose. Out of your mouth, stick out your tongue. Breathe some fire as we start to rise. Nice. Kick the hips back and forward. 2 more times, kicking it back and reaching forward. 1 more time. Okay, getting ourselves set up for swan. Once again, grab your bolster. Maybe you have some pillows, whatever is working for you today. And then start to walk the left foot over so you can set that knee down on the mat. It doesn't have to be quite parallel, but try to at least angle the knee out towards the corner. And then pick up the right knee, set it back down, curve the spine nice and long, proud swan. And then walk yourself forward over that bolster, opposite cheek this time. And take a breath in through your nose and release it out of your mouth. Melt into this posture. If your mind starts to settle on something that feels uncomfortable, some discomfort you may be feeling in the posture, can you shift your focus to something positive? Okay, start to walk your hands back towards your body, lift your torso. You can move the support out of the way and just sit on your left butt cheek, swing the right leg around. So we're going to stack the knees, shoelace pose. So you might have to adjust your hips a little bit. If this isn't feeling like an option, just straighten through that left leg, straighten through the bottom leg, and cross the right leg over and lean in. That might give you a nice outer hip stretch as well. If it did feel comfortable though, just go ahead and leave the left leg bent as well, using support if you'd like. Close off your eyes. Find those places to soften. And feel free to remove the bolster if you'd like. And lean in, just explore a little different sensation. And we'll just take 5 more long, slow breaths. Okay, swing the right leg back and step the left leg back. Come to downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Drop those knees and swing your feet around. We'll come onto our backs. Hug those knees in towards your chest and just see how your hips are feeling after that practice. And if you'd like, you can even take a happy baby, take the soles of the feet up towards the sky, grab the outer edges of the feet, and stretch the knees, bring the knees down to the mat. And feel free to rock a little side to side. Knees come back in towards your chest. And stretch the legs long. Let's take up some space. Take the feet out wider than the yoga mat. Take your arms out wide, palms face up, coming into pentacle pose. Taking up space, allowing those shoulder blades to walk together a little bit. Puff up the chest, open that heart space. Close off your eyes and take your biggest, fullest breath yet. Sip in a little more air. And open mouth release. free to stay in Shavasana a little longer if you'd like. Otherwise, start to bring some movement into those fingers and toes, making bigger movements. And eventually, resting one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Offering gratitude to your body and your hips. And offering gratitude to yourself for carving out time on your mat. And roll over to your left side body as you're ready, just taking your time to get there. Taking a big breath in through your nose and releasing it out of your mouth. Just press yourself on up to a seat, gathering your hands together at your heart, palms kissing, Anjali Mudra, eyes closed. Closing out practice with one final big breath